What's up, YouTube? This is going to be our guide on how to use Kommo-o in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I'll be providing competitive movesets and some fun meme movesets too. If there's a Pokemon you'd like to see me cover, put it below in the comment section. If you enjoy these videos, they help you out, drop a like, and let's get into it. So, Kommo is another cool dragon Pokemon, and it's got some pretty nice stats. Its typing is rather interesting, having a big 4 times weak to Fairy, one of the best types in the game, but it learns some incredible moves as well. So it can do quite a lot of things. Firstly, let's have a look at its ability. So we've got Bulletproof, which is going to make it immune to any bullet moves. We've got Soundproof, which is going to make it immune to any sound moves. And it's also got Overcoat as well. So 3 pretty solid moves. Nothing like super overpowered or anything, but they are abilities that can help Kommo out. So the first set we're going to look at is obviously a special attacking set. Now, it does have a little bit higher physical attacking set, but on the special side, it gets a lot more coverage, and it gets moves that help its rollout as a sweeper a lot. But that doesn't mean it can't be a physical attacker too. So we've got a Throat Spray set. So we've got Clangor Assault as its first move here. So very powerful move. It's going to lose 33% of its maximum health, and basically gets an Omni boost in all of its stats. So that's going to be very, very powerful. And yeah, you've got a lot of options then. So you can get your Omni boost up. Then you can go for a Boom Burst. Boom Burst is an incredibly powerful normal type move. 140 base power, no drawbacks at all. Plus you can activate Throat Spray. So you've got an Omni boost there, and you've got another +1 in special attack. So this thing is going to be it's going to be hitting so hard. Even there's very, very little that you can do about it, unless you've got like a Ghost type or Steel type and stuff like that. Even resisted moves are going to hurt. The next one we got on here is Flamethrower. Of course, that's for any Steel type Pokemon. We can cook them off with Flamethrower. And Flash Cannon is very, very good for Fairy-type Pokemon as well. So it allows you to have some sort of chance at taking a Fairy-type out, or finishing one off that's a bit weakened and stuff like that. So the EV spread is max special attack and max speed, Timid nature. Pretty straightforward there. Its speed is okay, but it's nothing amazing. But after a Clangor Assault, it's pretty quick. So if you have a chance to get that Clangor Assault up, it's definitely going to be useful for sure. Usually you could do this up on say a passive Pokemon that doesn't, is not going to do a lot of damage, even depending on your ability too. Say if you come across a Pokemon that's using a sound-based move, right? You could swap it in there, or Bulletproof, something that's using like maybe Bullet Punch or Shadow Ball and things like that too. Those can be very, very useful at getting around and setting yourself up. Most of the time, you'll be able to get Clangor Assault up. Terra type normal, which is going to be very good for Boom Burst. It's just going to hit. It's just going to be blasting you to space. So a solid set there. Look, you could go one. You could go more of a defensive one. You could do Terra Steel. That could be interesting as well for that. And you could also use Stellar as well. So that's another one you could go for. So Stellar, with all the different types of moves it's got, why not? You could give that a go for sure. But yeah, normal, Steel, Stellar. I probably wouldn't even. I don't even think there's a need to have a dragon move on this set, to be honest. Like, that's perfect coverage. So that's how I'd run that with Throat Spray. Next set we got here is going to be a physical set. So we've got Belly Drum. It does have a good attack stat, and I thought you could definitely give this a go. This set is going to be more prevalent in singles compared to doubles. Was the first one that could easily work in doubles. Plus, if you got any Sylveon spamming Hyper Voice, perfect, just thought I'd add that in. So this set, we got Belly Drum, so we're maximizing our already good attack stat there. And we got Drain Punch, so Drain Punch, Belly Drum is going to be a really, really nice combination. So we got Scale Shot with loaded dice, so that's going to give us a good chance of 4 to 5 hits there. It's going to do a ton of damage after a Belly Drum. And it's going to give a necessary speed boost that this set needs too. So it's going to be nice. And I've given it Terra Blast Steel there. Just for any Fairy-type Pokemon, because remember, we've got a Dragon and Fighting. So even after Belly Drum, there is a chance that Fairy-type Pokemon are still going to be able to live that. So that gives you almost near perfect coverage as well, just like the special set. And I've given this one bulletproof, so you could use either one there. It doesn't. I wouldn't use overcoat, but I would use bulletproof or soundproof here for that, depending on like what your team is and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I go about using a max attack and max speed Jolly Nature. Have Jolly Nature because you need that initial speed, and once you got one Scarlet shot off, you're going to be pretty good to go there. So I absolutely recommend you can get a sweep with that. Once again, like the special set, you need to watch when you use it. So you're giving up a lot of health, especially with Belly Drum. So you could opt for a Citrus Berry set or a Salic sub set too. That could work. But I quite like this one because you have Belly Drum. Then you immediately can go for Scale Shot there and get your speed. And it's going to do a ton of damage there. And Drain Punch heals you off there, so you're not going to die to any like weak priority moves and such like that. So, yep, that's how I go about using a physical set and a special set. Let's have a look at some doubles now. So this is pretty almost the same as the special set. Now, something to note here for doubles too, it does have body press. Now, if you notice, its highest stat is actually its defense, not its special attack or its attack. So that means you can give it 3 special moves and you can just pop body press on there as well. And it's still going to do tons of damage, even with no investment, right? So let's say, for example, we got max special attack and max speed. That's great. We got hyper voice there. That's with throat spray. That's going to be very handy. We got Clangorous Soul, which is going to give us a boost in our stats. Now, this one could be useful if you've got a Pokemon like a Follow Me Pokemon, like, I don't know, Clefable or something like that, whatever, or a Rage Powder Pokemon. And why they use Rage Powder, you can get a Clangorous Soul up. So stuff like Amoonguss, Clefable, things like that, which are going to be useful to enable you to get that boost up. Now, Body Press is very good for Steel type Pokemon too, and it also enables Kommo to be a mixed attacker too, not just a special attacker. So this can drop stuff like Weavile and stuff like that, or any Steel type Pokemon, which usually could be a problem. Also, it gives you the range, physically and specially too. Flash Cannon, just any Fairy type Pokemon, that's pretty straightforward there. So that's how I would go about that. Timid Nature, max speed, max special attack. That's how I go about doing that. You could try this in Trick Room as well if you really wanted to, because it's not that fast. So you could probably go, just thinking on the spot here, let's say we got Quiet Nature, and then we sort of like made it. Yeah, that would work. It's a little bit far. Unfortunately, you might have to give up Throat Spray and give it Room Service. You might have to do that. But that would still work very nicely on a Trick Room team. If you had a Trick Room team, if you wanted to do that, that could work too. So another option. I like Overcoat in doubles. You're going to be immune to powder type moves, Sandstorm damage, and Effect Spore. I quite like that. Or Soundproof. I like Overcoat or Soundproof in doubles mostly. Next double set we got here is going to be a physical one. This is going to be a Clangorous Soul set, so any partner that can use Rage Powder or Follow Me, to be able to get that start off is going to be very, very handy. Then we've got Rock Slide. Rock Slide's great move for doubles there. You're going to hit both of them. You've got a 30% chance to flinch too. And after a Clangorous Soul, it's going to be doing lots, and you're going to be very fast too. Earthquake we're going to use here, be useful with if your partner had Protect, Levitate, Flying, etc. That's going to be, you've got Rock Slide and Earthquake. That's pretty good coverage overall, and Protect as well. And Terra-type Rock to boost up the power of Rock Slide. So that could definitely work. Alternatively, you could have Terra Ground as well if you wanted to use Earthquake. I like Rock Slide because it has that 30% chance to flinch. And if you're using it on both Pokemon, chances are you will get a flinch eventually, and that's going to only help you out a lot there. So Jolly Nature, max attack and max speed. I gave it Mirror Herb because in case it got set up on, or any, let's say, booster energies and things like that. So like Flood, say you've got a Clangorous Soul up, right? And you're outspeeding nicely, and something comes in that's really quick. Say, I don't know, like a Fluttermane or something. At least you can copy a stat, or just a single-use stat could be useful on doubles. There's a lot of boosting moves. A Dondozo or something could be funny, but yeah, there's lots of like stats that you potentially could copy for this, which would hopefully increase your speed, right? Even if increase your speed, that'd be good. Attack would be a bonus as well. So another item you could go for there, with that could be useful. You could have wide lens on there as well if you're really worried about rock slide missing. You could have wide lens on there. That's another option too. Let's have a look at a body press set. I can't forget body press. So we're going to be running a speedy body press set this time. Most body press users are quite slow, but this one can be quite good. So this is pure body press. So I've given it max defense, impish nature. It gets a lot of defense, so that's going to be nice, hitting really hard. Max speed. This is sort of like Temu Zamazenta, or pretty much Temu Zamazenta, but with more weaknesses and not as good ability, but it still can work. We got iron defense to increase its defense by 2 stages. Body press, rest to heal off any status or damage. And then we got Iron Head. Iron Head is just there for any ghost-type Pokemon. Everything else is going to get hit like a truck. And yeah, bulletproof as the ability. I've got it there. You could run. You could run any of these abilities depending on what you're weak against. I really like soundproof. I actually really like soundproof on Kommo, because a lot of the time Sylveon just completely destroys it with hyper voice, and if you've got soundproof, you're good to go. Potentially, you could run this one as a slower build too. You could have something like max health, or you could even have like max special defense and then build its defensive up. That could work as well if you want to make it like overall tanky. But the speedier one allows you to do it like a lot faster. It's like basically it's like Zamazenta. Not nowhere near as good, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Obviously, Terra-type fighting to increase the power of a body press. Let's have a look at PIMPNITE special here. So this one is absolute like filth. So we've got this physical flinching set. Now I've given it Adamant Nature, and I want to hit pretty hard, right? And we've got Adamant Nature and then max attack and max speed. Now, Iron Head is going to be great for any Fairy-type Pokemon, Terra-type Steel. We've got Rock Slide to flinch. Scale Shot there is going to be increasing our speed. And we've got a chance of flinching with King's Rot, depending on how many times you do that. And let's say the opponent has a Pokemon that's faster, where you can hit them with a upper hand there and flinch them too. So they're going to be getting flinched all over the place, and incredibly salty. So that could be a fun set you could try. You could opt for Jolly Nature on here as well. You might, like some real fast Pokemon, you might struggle to outspeed after a bit, but at least with Adamant, you've got to be hitting pretty hard there. You can always go for Scale Shot again if you want to go a little bit faster. But there you go, some pretty cool Kommo sets there. Let's have a look and talk about some partner Pokemon, which could work well with Kommo. The first one that comes to my mind would definitely a Steel type like Goldingo, because 4 times weak to Fairy. That's a great partner Pokemon too. Plus, being weak to like Shadow Ball, if you've got, for example, Bulletproof on that, it's going to be like a nice little like combination there, with those 2 Pokemon. So that could definitely be a good one. I'm thinking some other good ones here. Incineroar is really good as well. I mean, Incineroar is good on like every single team. So, but yeah, we got Incineroar. That could be a nice one there. The reason I say that is because with Parting Shot and Intimidate, right? I've done an Incineroar guide already if you want to check it out. With these 2 moves, this allows for a lot of setup for like Clangor of Soul, especially in singles or doubles. Like that allows Kommo to get set up. So that's another way of doing it. Like I mentioned before, you've got stuff like Clefable or Clefairy, whatever you're going to use there. That can use like Follow Me and stuff to allow for those setup moves to go through. I've done a guide on those Pokemon too. But yeah, that's another option that you could use there. I'm just trying to think of some other good ones. Oh, King Gambit's pretty. So you've got King Gambit would be quite good as well for any Fairy-type Pokemon that's going to destroy them with its powerful Steel-type moves. So that's another one. So there's some good teammates. There's definitely some good teammates there for you. I'm trying to think of anything else. Anything that counters it. I mean, it's pretty. Like Fluttermane is going to counter it every single time if it doesn't have like a Steel-type move. Like Dazzling Gleam from Fluttermane. It's pretty much dead there. It also depends what it Terra's into. This is why I quite like either Terra Normal or even Terra Steel is a very, very good defensive nature on it. Fluttermane can still hit it with like Mystical Fire though, and be Terra type Fire. So that's still like another counter as well. I see that a little bit too. But yeah, that's definitely something that could counter Kommo. Another thing about it too is initially its speed isn't really all that good, so it has to, if it wants to get any more stats boost, right, it has to give up some health and a turn. So that in turn is definitely a weakness there as well. Another Pokemon that could I'm trying to think of some other ones that could be just a ton of fairy type Pokemon. I mean, it's pretty obvious how to get around. So another one we've got is Hatterene. That can be a very, very good counter for it as well. Hatterene, you've got Iron Valiant, like the Primarina, that's going to be terrible too. Sylveon, there's a ton of Pokemon that are going to be able to counter it. Like Zacian, you know, like, well, I mean, Zacian, I guess that doesn't really count because that can, you know, get rid of everything pretty much. But that's beside the point. But yeah, that's Kommo for you. Let's have a look at some like moves and it's last minute sort of thoughts here. So it does get bulk up. You might be able to run like a mix set with like bulk up and body press and some other moves. You could do that. Clanger Assault. It does get D-Dance as well. You might be able to run like a physical attacking set. So apart from, you know how I've got Belly Drum on here, you could go D-Dance instead. There is a sort of like I guess you could say a niche for that. That could work. Then you might want to drop Scale Shot and Loaded Dice, or you may want to keep it. I'm not sure, but that's another way of running a physical Kommo. Just thought I'd mention that. Okay, what else we got? Actually, has Stealth Rock positioning. It does get Sword Dance too. So you could do like a Sword Dance set. That's another way of running the physical one. So you got Sword Dance. You could go Sword Dance and then immediately go for Scale Shot. That could work too. You just have to watch. Like, if you don't faint them with Scale Shot, you're probably going to die. So that's why I like Belly Drum for. It's a higher risk, but you know they're going to faint after using that move. But you know, it's sort of up to you what you want to bring there. It gets some doubles moves like Coaching and Dragon Cheer and stuff, but I feel like those moves are not really as well suited for it as other Pokemon could be. It gets some interesting sound-based moves like Metal Sound and Noble Roar and things, which could be interesting on there. And then, yeah, it does get Taunt too. It's a little bit slow to be a good Taunt Pokemon. Gets a little bit of Weather and Work Up. It gets Work Up too, so you could... But then again, there's no point using Work Up with Clanger Assault, so that's kind of useless on it. Special moves, let's have a look. They're pretty limited, but it does have enough. It does have Aura Sphere as well for a fighting move. I didn't really mention fighting too much on there. It doesn't, in my opinion, on the special set, it doesn't really need it all that much. So we got Aura Sphere and Focus Blast. Boom Burst is pretty much the best move to run on it. Like Terra Normal and Boom Burst just hits so hard, plus it works with Throat Spray. Gets Clanging Scales as well, which is a good special dragon move. It gets Draco Meteor as well. You could do that as a dragon move. But on that Throat Spray set, I found I was using other coverage moves than dragon moves, you know. They're only really like super effective to like, you know, dragon, and that's it. You know, pretty much Boom Burst. Boom Burst is just better than those. That's why I didn't pick them. Flamethrower is great for coverage. So it's Flash kind of for fairy types. Then, yeah, you got Hyper Voice, and it does get Vacuum Wave as well. That's its only priority move, but it does get that, which is something to note. Physical-wise, it gets way more moves, like in terms of coverage, like way more. But you know, it doesn't get its nice little. I mean, you could do something like, if you wanted to as well. You could do Clangorous on here too, so just to increase all of its stats. You could do that. That's another option. I just thought I'd mention that too. It does not only have to be for a special set. So yeah, there's that. So Body Press went over that. It does get Close Combat. It's an even more powerful physical move. I went for Drain Punch on mine, but you know, after Belly Drum and Drain Punch, it's not much is living there anyway. Gets Declaw. It does get Earthquake. Gets a couple of elemental punches. Iron Head is good for fairy types too. Rock Slide, we kind of went over that already. I'm just having a look if there's anything. We went over Skull Shot and Loaded Dice already, and yeah, there's not too much else there it gets in terms of like, you know, super good, you know, overpowered stuff. I think that's pretty much it for Kommo. Overall, Kommo is a very, very good. It can be a nice special attacker, a nice physical attacker. It's got a great chance of mid to late game sweeping with Clangor of Soul, Grain and doubles. It has a lot, despite its 4 times weakness. A lot of the time, though, this Pokemon, I feel like if you've got a fairy type Pokemon on your team and it's still sort of alive, there's definitely going to be a good chance the opponent will go for a Terra on this to get around that. That's the only thing about it, is its big 4 times weakness of fairy type. So it finds you find you'll have to Terra a lot when you face those kind of threats. But apart from that, a very, very good Pokemon. Another set here, a person on my Discord made this setup. I thought this was pretty funny. Shout out to Hunt. This is another set you could try with Kommo. It's another, I guess you could class this as a PIMPNITE special set. So this is a Scum 100% set. So we got a really overall tanky sort of Kommo set. So we got 252 in health, 86 in attack, 60 in defense, and 112 in special defense with Careful Nature. So it's like a sand stalling set. So you've got sand going with leftovers and overcoat, so you're not going to get any damages from there. You've got Drain Punch to hit, just some damage and to restore yourself. You've got Protect as well for some more, sandstorm damage. And you've got Noble Roar too. So Noble Roar actually dropping the attack and special attack. So this would just be a pain in the backside to go against. It'd be very, very tanky, and it'd be hitting pretty hard as well. Alternatively, you could make it max attack and so it hits harder to Drain Punch, but this does give it some pretty good overall bulk. I'm just trying to think if I can make any more movesets up. Terra type fighting as well for for that. So let's have a look here. Do we have any I'm thinking if we've got any critting sets on here. I'm just having a look. It does have Metal Sound. Nah, there's actually not too much else that, it could possibly use here. It has Iron Defense, Dragon Dance. We've sort of gone over all these ones. There's not a lot left. Scary Face, Metal Sound. Metal Sound could be interesting on a special set, but the problem is you're probably just better off using... You could do Metal Sound and just some... You could do Metal Sound and Throat Spray. That could be, because that is a sound move. But the problem is the opponent would probably just, swap in or swap out after that. So you'd be pretty buggered. Physical wise, I want to see if I can make something. Let's make a bulky set. So let's say, for example, because I know this could pull it off. Let's say we've got a Pokemon on your team that has Toxic Spikes or something like that. Let's say we have a Toxapex, right? Everybody's favorite stalling Pokemon. So you could kind of use these ones together as, this has Toxic Spikes. I mean, this is going to work with pretty much any stalling Pokemon. So you got Toxic Spikes and Kommo. So maybe a Stealth Rock user as well would be good. I would go, let's go Soundproof, and let's go something like Rocky Helmet. Rocky Helmet. And I'd go Body Press, and we'll make it really, really tanky. So... You could do something like... Let's go Special Defensive. So we got Attack. And then you could do something like... This is kind of gross. Rest. Alright, yeah. And we'll make that You could make that chest... Let's make that chest... Okay, so this is... I sort of built on that Iron Defense set a little bit, but this one's even worse. So if you had something with, say, a Skarmory... Let's say a Skarmory set up, Stealth Rocks or something like that. Set up Stealth Rocks or Spikes or whatever, then you had Toxic Spikes. So this could sort of phase them out with Dragon Tail, increases defense with Iron Defense and Body Press, and then rest off. So this would be a pain in the backside to come across too. So really bulky support Kommo with Dragon Tail. So that's another option you could run as well. But I think that's about it, people. I hope you enjoyed the Kommo guide. Earlier on, I did a Meloetta guide, so if you want to check that out. If you're wondering what guides I've already done, please check the playlist out. Leave a suggestion for a Pokemon that I haven't done. That'd be great. I'm trying to cover them all eventually. And have a good day or night. Peace out, people.